My name is Meka Egwuekwe. I'm the Executive Director for Code Crew. We are a nonprofit based in Memphis that focuses on mentoring kids into computer science, especially teaching them how to code. Well, what inspired us primarily is convincing kids to see themselves as producers of technology, not just as consumers of technology. So our city's prosperity, quite frankly, demographically speaking, is directly proportional to how many kids from underrepresented groups, especially, that we can get into these fields. And so, we say we want a prosperous Memphis, but until we get more African Americans, Latinos, and girls into computer science and into these 21st century careers, we can mathematically just forget about that prosperity. So we've been around for a year and a half. We're already in with 5 after-school programs, 3 in-school electives classes, and a weekend video game development that we're directly working with 170 kids a week, teaching them how to code. Right? So in the coming years, we not only see ourselves expanding that to where we have more in-school electives, especially in classes where kids are actually earning grades and being instructed 4 or 5 times a week, but we also will be teaching teachers how to do this so that we can scale from the hundreds of kids that we're working with now to tens of thousands of kids across Memphis. So I have been blessed to have had a successful 19-year career as a software developer. The last of my years was as Director of Software Development at Lokion Interactive. So I had the opportunity to have some leadership and some management experience as well. Right? Those certainly help when I'm now having had transitioned to a nonprofit that is all about teaching children these same skills. Right? And so for me, just personally, I'm just longing to see that same story in kids that I saw for myself, but now on a whole new level, because we're in the 21st century now, and so many opportunities where we're just preparing kids for jobs that really haven't even been invented yet. Yes, so the point about African Americans and entrepreneurship, there are a lot of stereotypes out there. So that's itself an obstacle, if you will, especially if you buy into that. I choose not to buy into that, but that doesn't mean that people I interact with don't have their own preconceived notions that I also have to overcome. I'm thankful that in Memphis, at least, that people get it when it comes to the needs here, that when I frame it within the context of the demographics of our city, and people begin to see that it's not about politics, it's about math. People from across the board have been supportive in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, how we're trying to move the needle in Memphis and bring that prosperity that we believe our city can achieve and that it deserves. So I won't say that I haven't had obstacles like anyone. I've had obstacles, like I said, many stereotypes. Even before becoming an entrepreneur, just the stereotypes about me being an African American software developer. Those challenges have been there a long time. But the beautiful thing about this field in particular is that a lot of it is based on what you can do, right? And while some doors may not have been open to me because of those kinds of prejudices, other doors have been open because I've been able to demonstrate what I can do. That while others may draw conclusions about you as an ethnic minority in this country, you don't have to draw those conclusions about you. Right? You can totally change your thinking and start to see yourself as a maker of things, not just a consumer of things, a creator of jobs, not just a worker for someone else who creates jobs. Right? So part of that is a change of thinking. Right? But it's not just limited to something as simplistic as that statement. Right? Because quite frankly, you really need to start to surround yourself with others who are also like-minded in that regard. And the way you do that is by growing your networks. If all you know is your neighborhood, your network isn't big enough. Quite frankly, if all you know is your city, your network is not big enough. Get out, branch out, seek every opportunity you can to plug in with people across the city and beyond the city so that your own horizons can be expanded. You can see others that are doing bigger and greater things such that they can be inspirations to you, and then you ultimately can be inspirations to others. And it took me, I was at least 30 years old before I realized the power of networks. And I wish I understood that as a teenager, for example. Even though I had had a great network, I didn't know how to really, take advantage of that in a positive way, and so I encourage young people especially to just see themselves differently as makers and grow their networks in that regard. Maybe spend a little less time on television and things like that too, that are spend a little less time consuming and figure out ways you can be a producer. No matter what it is, whatever it is you enjoy. If you enjoy video games and you enjoy playing them, try writing them. Right? That's one of the things we offer kids at Code Crew is we teach them how to build their own video games using a world-class video game platform system called Unity. And so just find what's out there. There are others in your city that are doing interesting things. Get plugged in. Sign up for whatever you can sign up for. See if you can figure out the transportation challenges if you have that as a challenge. If you don't have internet access at home, get to the library as often as you can. Get on the internet there. Take advantage of here in Memphis at least, opportunities like Cloud 901 and which is at the library, and other programs like what Code Crew offers and many others. So there's so many ways you can get plugged in today, and it's difficult to navigate, but I strongly encourage making your world bigger, starting with making it bigger than your own neighborhood.